Okay, thanks for joining me today for my first ever Hypnotic Transmission Club. I have felt called to offer this session because I feel like there's a lot of people within my community, especially people that are working with me one-on-one, that commonly ask, like, where do I find community? What this session was really meant for is to help those that are already in my community feel like they have community, and then also give them another option of some integration work and for others to also get to understand what it is that I do if they're not ready or wanting to come into the bigger containers that I offer. So the way that the session is set up is essentially I will pick a topic that I think is of importance for those that are coming into the session or that will be coming into the session. So it's very intuitive in that sense. However, at the same time, Karina, who is here on this call today, she and I have just started our own podcast together. Last week was our first recording, and it was all about the intuition. And what I realized within that conversation was that I think a lot of people start to get or understand how to listen to their intuition, but it's really still hard to trust that. And that is really where my gifts come in, where the integration work comes in. And so, how I set up these sessions, these hypnotic transmission sessions, are very similar to how I do my one on one coaching, which most of those of you that come into these will be one on one coaching clients of mine because you'll all be able to receive this work for free. It will be a bonus for you if you work with me, and that's why some of you are here today. How these sessions will work is essentially I've already channeled what I think is the biggest blocks for those that are showing up today as far as it comes to trusting your intuition. So I'll dive into some of those blocks, explain some of them. Some of them might really resonate for you, some of them might not resonate as much. Whatever doesn't resonate, totally fine. Whatever does resonate, that's probably why you're here. And so then I go into what I call a hypnotic transmission. So this is a combination of what I've learned to use in order to really help shift your vibrational frequency to align to the way that you truly want it to be for the thematic that we're talking about today, which is trusting your inner wisdom. So it's a combination of hypnosis, a combination of energy healing, a combination of my own intuition, and all combined together to help to start to shift your neural pathways, to start to shift your energy and your physical body so that you start falling into greater trust with your inner wisdom. So let's just dive in right away. The session's really not about wasting time. That's why I wanted to do it in 45 minutes. If you do choose to sign up for something like this on Wednesdays, you can schedule it into your lunch hour and you'll still have 15 minutes at the end or the beginning to eat some lunch as well. Okay, so what I was picking up on as far as for this group and who's going to be seeing this video, what the most important things that are happening that are preventing you from fully being able to trust in your own inner wisdom. And so, what I mean by that is maybe fear comes up, or maybe you just lack clarity. Sometimes you don't even see the bigger vision for yourself. And so, why is this happening? What's happening here? So, the first things that came through was like your personal belief systems might be perpetuating some resistance. So the power you hold to create your own reality, you aren't acknowledging that power. You aren't seeing your power that you hold. And so what that then looks like, looking outwards for the answers, or maybe even just not letting yourself dream to the full capacity or full potential that you can dream, because as a lot of spiritual teachers suggest or say, if you can dream it, you can have it. But some people's problem actually lies in not being able to even have the dream to begin with, right? And so if you haven't seen someone do what it is that you are desiring to do or what you're wanting to do, and you then therefore can't necessarily believe it. So one of the biggest themes of that sort of blockage is not acknowledging our own personal power. So that is something that I am really going to incorporate within this hypnotic transmission for you today. Another thing is misunderstanding fear, being afraid to break away maybe from like the status quo. So there's two themes or two messages in here. One, this is something that we talked about in our podcast on Friday, so I won't go too much into detail of this, but a lot of people misunderstand fear. And often when we start to listen to our inner wisdom, when we start to take actions on our intuition, fear inevitably will come up, because fear is just an acknowledgement that something isn't feeling safe. And even though it might not totally feel logical, because yeah, you're not actually unsafe, but it is unsafe for your unconscious because you haven't done it before. So a reframe that I like to have, which one of my coaches has suggested to me, is a reminder that when that fear comes up, it's simply just an edge to your evolution. So now for me, when I feel those sense of fear, when I feel that sense of resistance, I tend to be like, ooh, exciting, that's fun, this is my edge. However, I also acknowledge for myself, and this is another reason why I've created this offering, is because this is as much for me as it is for you guys. I want to be able to have these hypnotic recordings that I can listen to when I'm in these states of fear or these states of resistance that are preventing me from taking action that I know is going to be good for me. Or maybe I am taking action in certain ways that I know isn't necessarily good for me, and it is fear related, but it's always so minute that it's really hard when we're actually in the process to truly acknowledge it sometimes. And so that's why work like this can be really helpful, because we're actually helping to shift those neural pathways. And so when it comes to fear, we don't necessarily have to realize or unpack where that fear originated from, why we're not feeling safe. We just simply have to acknowledge that it is safe for us. It's safe for us to trust our inner wisdom. It's safe for us to do things differently. And one of the reasons I think for this group, why it's coming up intuitively to suggest that, one reason that I think fear or resistance can come up is because what your inner wisdom is asking of you is to stray away from the way that others are doing things, straying away from the status quo of doing things. And that can be scary. That can be fearful. And if that is a suggestion of leaving a job that is providing financial security to go and do something on your own that isn't showing any proof of any financial gain at all, how do you listen to that, right? Because most of us are taught to go to the places where we're going to find the security, where we're going to find that ability for safety. And often when we're listening to our inner wisdom, it's not going to feel safe. So we need to be able to acknowledge that and recognize that, so we don't prevent ourselves from not moving forward. And so then the final message that was coming through was ignoring or not listening to our inner wisdom, and then looking outside of ourselves for the answers. And this can show up for people in multiple ways. A, not really knowing how your inner wisdom communicates with you. And if that is where you're feeling, then definitely listening to that podcast that Karina and I created on Friday, those topics of how your intuition communicates with you, where to understand that a little bit more. Human design is a really awesome roadmap for learning about your inner wisdom and how it communicates with you. Knowing what a yes feels like in your body versus what a no feels like in your body can be helpful in creating decision making. As well, human design, again, can be helpful in understanding how to make decisions, and then just what your inner wisdom is communicating and asking of you. But for women, we are so used to being suggested from others as to what to do, that it's really foreign to us to actually ask ourselves what to do. And I see this with my clients all the time. And this is another reason why I'm sure this got brought up, because there's a few of my clients that will be watching this that will be like, oh yeah, I know this is me she's talking about. But simply in the sense of like, oh, well, my colleagues suggest that I should apply for this job, or my husband thinks that I should do this, or, and so hearing these people say these things, and then it's like, yeah, but what do you want? And when I ask that, there's like this like blank space of like, what do you mean? What do I want? It's not about me. And so that is another thing that I want us to just release and clear. And one thing that I should say, and maybe should have said at the beginning, but when it comes to our belief systems, and I think that a lot of you that are on this call probably already know this, but when it comes to your belief systems, we might not even be aware of what beliefs are perpetuating our actions. And therefore, some of these things that came up today that you might not realize is resonating with you, or is a reason for a blockage for you in trusting your inner wisdom, because it's so been so encoded or so embedded from like the beginning of time that at a conscious level you don't agree with this concept that you look outside at everyone else and you don't trust yourself. But what this can actually look like is you might not take consideration from other people, but you might get really jealous of other people. You might see people on Instagram or see friends of yours that are growing in certain ways, and then you might have jealousy. That jealousy is an aspect of your inner wisdom igniting and telling you that is something that you desire. That is something that you want. So even with that emotion, it's not a bad emotion. It's an emotion that is a part of your inner wisdom that's communicating with you and telling you something. Same with when you're feeling dissatisfied with something in your life, or maybe just your life in general, you're feeling lackluster. That is your emotions telling you that there's something not sparking joy, there's something not here. So this is your ability to shift this and change this. And so our inner wisdom truly is speaking to us all day, every day, and it's up to us to listen to it and then start moving in the directions that allow us to be in the places that make us happier, that allow us to be where we want to be, feel more purposeful. So without further ado, let's get into the integration work. So how this will be received by you is really up to you. It is simply more or less a meditation. I'll get to guide you into a deep state of relaxation. And then I will be sharing what I've created for you today with all of these themes intertwined in their own ways. This is recorded, and so you will get a recording afterwards of just the meditation as well, because often what happens is after today, you might feel like, wow, I feel so much more confident in the days coming. You might not even remember or realize what I talked about. And all of a sudden, things are just shifting a little bit. But then the next time that a big stressor comes up, and particularly a stressor that might affirm a past belief system, that's generally when this work will get dysregulated in the body and when the neural pathways will go back to their other way. That's why, whether it's in a session like this or whether it's with my one-on-one sessions, I always record the integration part of the session so that when you need it, when you're in that high stress moment, when you're recognizing you're looking outwards at everyone else and you're not looking inwards, that's when you come back to this work. That's when you come back to this meditation specifically. And what science suggests and what clients have told me as well is that every time you listen, it's reinforced more and more and more. So it's like the less you will need to listen to it, but there might be times where this work hits you today and it feels so good. And then tomorrow something happens and an old belief system arises, and then you're going to need to listen to it again. But then you won't need to listen to it for another 2 months or whatever that may be. So giving you all of the ability to be the one that's, yes, I'm offering you, I'm guiding you in this, but you're the one that then gets to take this and choose just how you're going to integrate it and use this material yourself. So getting yourself comfortable, if you aren't already, Normally at this time, I would ask if anyone has to go to the washroom, but we've only been on the call for a few minutes, so hopefully no one has to go to the washroom yet. And simply just start closing your eyes. And if you feel called, especially if you do have Reiki or have the ability to offer Reiki, please feel free to offer yourself Reiki during the session. And I've also called this an energy healing circle. So if at any point you are feeling like, wow, there's someone in your life that could really benefit from this too, whether you offer and are able to provide Reiki or whether you just know that you're just an energy being, you can simply put the intention out there or send energy to people, to a specific person that you feel is going to benefit from this as well. If that feels called, you can have your hands on you, or you can just have your hands on your lap and lifted to the sky in the acknowledgement that you are sending this beautiful energy to someone else today, if that feels good at any point. So just 3 deep breaths in and out, in and out. These breaths help to signal to your parasympathetic nervous system that you are ready for relaxation. With every breath you take, it guides you deeper into relaxation. And every sound you hear, guiding you deeper and deeper into relaxation. Maybe imagining white light moving into your crown at the top of your head. And as it moves into your body, a pleasant sensation comes all across your body. Relaxation moves into the head, down into the forehead. Every beautiful smile line and sun line on your face, softening into relaxation now. Relaxation moves down into the ears and the jaw becoming so relaxed, so soft. Relaxation moves into the shoulders and the chest and down the arms. Your arms becoming so heavy, so limp, and so relaxed. Relaxation now moves into the upper back, down into the rib cage, and into the belly. Every rise and fall of the belly, bringing you deeper and deeper into relaxation. Relaxation now moves into the lower back, the pelvis, and the hips. Releasing the stress, the tension, the emotions held in the hips. Relaxation now moves down the legs, into the thighs, behind the knees, down the calves, and into the shins. And every single tendon and ligament in your feet softening into relaxation now. The entire physical body becoming so relaxed. And now moving to relax the mind. Maybe imagining yourself at the top of a set of stairs. We'll begin to walk down the stairs together. 10, 9, 8. Deeper and deeper into relaxation you go. 7, 6, 5. More and more relaxed. 4, 3, 2. Becoming more relaxed than maybe you've ever known yourself to be. 1, 1, 1. At the bottom of the stairs opens up a beautiful forest. You start walking through the forest, a babbling brook on your right-hand side. And as you walk into the forest, you notice yourself becoming more relaxed, more balanced, and more at ease. Getting to a place in the forest where there's a bit of an opening, putting down a blanket, and allowing yourself to get comfortable here. So comfortable that maybe you drift off just slightly. And at this time now, anything that I have to share with you is meant for the unconscious mind. The consciousness can listen in, but it is the unconscious that is going to hear, shift, and change as needed. For all of you here today, it is safe to trust yourself. Doing things differently, living your unique life is safe. You are the only one that knows you best. Therefore, you are the only one that knows what's best for you. That's right. You are the only one that knows you best. You are the only one that knows what's best for you. Your inner wisdom is speaking to you all day, every day. It is safe to listen. The repetitive what if thoughts, the jealousy you have towards others, the things that make you happy, and what makes you unhappy. These are all little messages from your own wisdom, waiting to be decoded. It is safe to be different. It is safe to trust yourself. You are worthy of being happy, content with how you feel physically, living your dreams. We often look outside of ourselves for the answers. However, you know best. Create a sense of calm and safety, and the answers will come. It may seem illogical. It may feel abstract. However, hindsight reveals everything. Now, you are being asked to trust your process. Fear is irrelevant here. Releasing fear and embracing your power. your strength, your confidence. It is safe to have your own vision. It is safe to trust your vision. Someone or something might be of support in your journey, releasing the fear that's keeping you small, embracing your power. You are the co-creator of your own reality. You are powerful. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And you get to have more. Trust your process. Trust your wisdom within. Knowing what is best for you is best for everyone else too. It is safe to be different. It is safe to walk your unique path. It is safe to trust your own path. What is best for you is best for everyone else too. Your inner wisdom guides you to your purpose, to your success, to living and leading with love. It is safe to trust your process. It is safe to trust your wisdom. What is best for you is best for everyone else too. Locking this in, allowing this to integrate into your energy, embodied into those neural pathways. What is best for you is best for everyone else too. Now, making your way slowly back to that set of stairs. We'll begin to count up the stairs, and now with every number you hear, it brings you back closer and closer to your consciousness. Beginning to climb up the stairs. 1, 2, 3. Bringing awareness into your breath. 4, 5, 6. Just noticing how you feel now. 7, 8, 9. Becoming more and more aware, smiling with gratitude for receiving this mini reset today. 10, 10, 10. Back in this reality, back in your physical body, and just noticing how you feel now. Opening your eyes when you're ready. Welcome back. How's everyone feeling? Good, great. Perfect. So Let me just end this by sharing and saying how I see and envision this work continuing and perpetuating. So these will be weekly sessions that occur. They will be for anyone who's in my Reiki trainings, anyone in my long-term coaching will be able to access this for free. For those that do want to come in and be a part of a community, what I will also be offering and doing is creating a WhatsApp group so that my intention to keep these short is that we don't have a ton of communication in the actual call. But if you found a lot happen or a lot of change happen for you, or if you just want to talk and explore about some of the topics that were discussed and talked about, there will be a WhatsApp group that we can continue to communicate in, that I will share journal prompts that will help you to further integrate this information, where the recordings will be sent to you so that if you miss a live, then you can re-listen to the recordings and you can have it all. We will really be building the community within this. I do want to try to make it as affordable for people as possible while also honoring myself as well. If you want to sign up, what I'm going to be doing is you can sign up for 1 month, but you'll actually get 3 months. So 1 month right now will be $111, but you will gain access for 3 months. So that is weekly sessions for 3 months. That is the WhatsApp group and everything. Essentially, every call will just be tapping into who's coming into the call, who's needing this right now, and whatever it is that you need. And so my hope is that it can be weekly resets for people, weekly tap-ins for people. I know for myself that even doing this work and being a leader in this way, I don't always consider my self-care first. And so it's also an opportunity to have a weekly space that we can all get together to ensure that we're taking care of our self-care together within communities. Also, you can then take this, and if you don't want to show up in the group setting like this today, you can just wait and you receive your message or you receive your call on your own and you work on it on your own. So you can be as a part of the community or as separated from the community as you desire to be. So I'll send an email with more information and you can decide whether this is the right fit for you right now. And if it's not, no worries. I hope that you received what you needed from today's session.